A shooter is killed after opening fire at border agents as they arrive to work. A man wearing tactical gear ambushed U.S. Custom and Border Protection agents as they were walking into their office in McAllen, Texas on Monday, according to the Department of Homeland Security. This morning, an individual opened fire at the entrance to United States Border Patrol Sector Annex in McAllen, Texas. Both Border Patrol agents, and local police helped neutralize the shooter. The Department of Homeland Security sent a statement to Fox News. This is an ongoing investigation led by the FBI. More information will be shared as it becomes available. The shooter identified as Ryan Luis Mosquero, 27, fired a rifle at the agents, striking the front door to the office and cracking the glass. Law enforcement agents returned fire and killed the man. McAllen Police Chief Victor Rodriguez told KRGV that Mosquero was driving a vehicle with Michigan plates. More weapons were reportedly found inside his vehicle. No border agents were injured in the attack, but McAllen police officers who responded to the incident was shot. The officer was reportedly in stable condition, according to Fox News. Law enforcement officials say they believe the attack was intentional, targeted, ambushed by Border Patrol agents.
So, I mean, what does this sound like? Domestic terrorism to you? Like, does this sound like this guy who's is from this country?
Well, I mean, what is domestic terrorism these days? I mean, I watched domestic terrorism on January 6th, and they didn't name it that. I watched a man take bombs and pipe bombs and mail them off to political adversaries of Donald Trump, and they didn't call it domestic terrorism. I've seen white dudes hop out of U-Haul trucks, with masks on, being, doing Klan rallies, and they don't call that domestic terrorism. So I don't know what domestic terrorism is anymore. But I know what this is. I think a lot of people are seeing these border agents coming into neighborhoods that they're fake border agents off tops. They're not identifying themselves. They're wearing masks. They're snatching people off the streets, and people are never to be seen again. That's something we didn't get to talk about yet, about how, they were saying how the deportation flights were going over the ocean and then turning around in mid-ocean with nobody on there, and then bodies are washing up in Spain, you know what I'm saying, and in different countries with the shackled, you know what I'm saying? So we don't know what's going on. Think about it. I'm like this. If an officer comes up to me and he doesn't identify himself, then he's not a police officer. They tell you if you're driving and a cop hits you with your lights and you're in a dark place, you're supposed to hit your hazard lights and drive until you get to a well-lit place, just to make sure it's in a safe place to be with the officer. Now, I saw a video where the immigration officer, supposedly ICE, ran up on these people in this neighborhood. Then the police showed up and ICE ran away, which doesn't make any sense to me. So, I mean, people are tired of it. I mean, think about it. You're getting legal citizens snatched off the street. Women are getting sexually assaulted by fake ICE agents. People are disappearing, nowhere to be seen. So if somebody decides to fight back, well, I mean, that's the consequence of doing business when you're being shady about it. Do I want anybody to die? No, but I don't want anybody to get snatched off the streets without due process. And so I guess we're living in a lawless country right now.
I think at the end of the day, where people, where they're coming in, mass assailants are coming in, they're doing this type of stuff right here. And it's getting to the point to where we really need to start paying attention to what's going on. This guy obviously felt like, I'm not sure what the situation was. This could have just been some kind of personal situation, which we have no idea what it could have been, between the two people, one person who he shot or whatever the case may be. Who knows? But maybe this is a broader thing happening that's based around treatment of people who are coming across the border. Maybe it's based upon that. Maybe it's a lot more to do with something like that. But I don't know. But I want us to be safe as far as like our border agents. Of course, I want our border agents to be safe, because those are the people who defend our front. That's one of our front lines right there, is our border. So we definitely have to defend them and make sure they're taken care of. So we can't just take, the counterpoint to that. But I would like to know why this person did what they did. Were they from here? Were they citizens of this country? Who was this person right here? And so I think there's a lot more questions to be asked and answered on that situation.
And then, what I'm saying, it's crazy. I mean, they've been getting it a little bit, like, to me, what it is right now, it's racial profiling. That's all it is. They're just pulling over Mexican people. That's all it is. If you look Mexican, you're getting hemmed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in that situation. I grew up in that kind of like, area where, I mean, it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, you try not to fit a description. And I don't know about them, but I mean, this man, he could have, I don't know what happened. Maybe he could have went crazy, but you drive all the way from Michigan to Texas. Maybe he had a family member that got snatched up and he doesn't know where he's at, or she's at, or a daughter or something. And they're like, no, they're over here. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I'm looking at his ID right now. Let's see. Location, Rio Grande Valley Border Patrol Sector Annex, adjudication, ammo. That's where he arrived there.
I think this next
he has the Michigan ID.
Yeah, I think this next story kind of almost plays right into this story.